We're back in from the break on the hottest show on the streets, best form of Crimson Tide football information on a Monday. You're locked and loaded on In My Own Words, the podcast. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith. And we jump into the NFL Scouting Combine, or as I like to call it, the annual Underwear Olympics. the annual Underwear Aerodynamic Olympics, known as the Scouting Combine, live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Today was the measurement weigh-in day for three positions: quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends. Four University of Alabama standouts weighed in today: Tua Tagovailoa, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, and one Jalen Hurts. And there was some interesting findings in these weigh-ins. First and foremost, how about Tua, y'all? I mean, Tua, 3 months removed from a dislocated right hip with a fracture in the posterior wall. People wondered, would he be able to walk? Would he be able to play again? And just the heart, the will, the determination, the faith of the Hawaiian native. And on top of that, the work done by the medical staff here at Alabama. When you discuss Jeff Allen, Dr. Lyle Kane, Dr. James Andrews, everybody within that organization, a phenomenal job. Tua walked into the weigh-in. Hip looked good. Hip looked perfect. It was as if God sprinkled some seasoning salt on Tua's hip, because he walked straight through there. No limp, no hitch, no problem. Tua walked in perfectly fine. People were kind of nervous that Tua would come in under the 6 foot mark, but he weighed in at 6 feet, 217 pounds, solid height and weight there for Tua. But his hand size, big. His left hand, dominant hand, measured out at 10 inches. His right hand measured out at 9 feet and 9 and 7/8 of an inch. 9 and 7/8 of an inch. His right hand, his left hand, 10 inches even. And this is huge because in the NFL, teams love for their quarterbacks to have 10-inch hands. And the purpose for that is to be able to grip the football and have the torque, velocity, trajectory, motion, spin. You want to control the ball with no matter what terrain you're in: sunshine, rain, sleet, snow, hail, wind conditions. You want to be able to have that motion, that torque, that speed, that velocity. You want to control the momentum of the football. So in order to do that, most NFL teams love for their quarterbacks to have 10-inch hands. Tua measured out where that is concerned. His wingspan at 75 and 2/8 of an inch, really, really big there. His wingspan kind of resembles that of Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. So Tua measured out well in the weigh-in. Big job for him. That's a big check mark in his box as he continues to go through the medical procedures and the interviews. That was big for Tua. In terms of Henry Ruggs III, he didn't hit at 6 feet, but 5'11", 188 pounds, good for him, but that's not his game. His hands shocked a lot of folks at the measurements. Henry Ruggs' hands, 10 and 1/8 inches, big, because while a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on his speed, Henry Ruggs is about to show people at the combine, I am more than speed. I am bigger than speed. I can catch the football, I can control the football, and I can run routes. When you look at Henry Ruggs, of his 98 career catches, 98, 24 resulted in touchdowns. That's almost one quarter of his catches resulted in him getting in the end zone. So that measurement of over 10-inch hands, really huge for Henry Ruggs III. In terms of Jerry Jeudy, not too many people carry the same playing weight in college to the NFL combine. Jerry Jeudy, one of those rare few guys. His playing weight at Alabama was at 6'1", 192 pounds. He weighed in at the combine, 6'1", 193 pounds. So basically the same playing weight with a wingspan of 76 inches. This dude is going to be an animal at the 40 time and all the on-field drills. NFL Pro Hall of Fame wide receiver Chris Carter tweeted out, I believe about a week ago, tweeted out that Jerry Jeudy is going to put on a show, and I will be there in attendance to watch it. So Jeudy with a big weigh-in there. And even one Jalen Hurts, who played his final year at Oklahoma, but spent 3 years at the University of Alabama at quarterback. Hurts weighed in at 6'1", 222 pounds. A good size for him, good height for him, good weight for him. His hands, 9 6/8 inches. So just about 10-inch hands for Jalen Hurts as well. And he is going to try to show that he is more than just a developmental project quarterback. He wants to show that he will be an asset to any team and any roster that drafts him in. So in terms of just the measurements for Tua, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs III, and Jalen Hurts, the 4 former Crimson Tide players, really strong measurements for those guys. But we're going to go to a final break here on the show. When we get back, we'll touch up the topic on where could these players be potentially drafted to and at, and put a pretty bow on this thing right after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month, or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Well, folks, as we're back in from the break, Nick Saban has released an official statement on the departure of Scott Cochran. An official statement from Nick Saban on the departure of Scott Cochran has been released. You can check that out right now at tdalabamamag.com. Touchdown Alabama Magazine, tdalabamamag.com. The story coming from our own Patrick Dowd, who just put out the official statement released by Nick Saban on the departure of one Scott Cochran. But as we continue the conversation right here on the NFL Scouting Combine and the Alabama players in this combine, the 4 that went through measurements today, those 4 being Tua Tagovailoa, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs III, and Jalen Hurts, where I could see these players potentially drafted at. Now, first and foremost, Tua. It's crazy with Tua because everybody has jumped into the Tua sweepstakes. I mean, the Detroit Lions don't know if they're going to trade for number 3 pick or use it to draft Tua. Miami stands at number 5. You got the LA Chargers, at 6 that need a quarterback with Phillip Rivers gone. You've got the Panthers at 7 that are willing to trade Cam Newton and a pick to possibly get Tua. So Tua could go anywhere within the top 10. But for me, I see him firmly planted at Miami. I think the Dolphins make this move. I know the Dolphins are crazy, but I don't think they're that stupid to pass up on Tua. I think the Miami Dolphins pull the trigger. They make this move. They get Tua. All I want from the Dolphins, please have Dan Marino in the green room when you draft. Make sure Dan is in the room. So I think the Miami Dolphins get Tua. In terms of Henry Ruggs, I see 3 teams in the Henry Ruggs sweepstakes. The Philadelphia Eagles at 21, the New Orleans Saints at 24, and the Green Bay Packers at 30. But if I had to put my draft hat on for just a moment, I see the Green Bay Packers at pick 30 taking Henry Ruggs. Why? What Aaron Rodgers wants, Aaron Rodgers gets. And Mike LaFleur, if he wants to continue having that good relationship with Rodgers, they need to get Henry Ruggs and have some protection for one Devontae Adams, put somebody with Adams to take some pressure off him. So I would see Henry Ruggs at pick 30 to the Green Bay Packers. In terms of Jerry Jeudy, while I would love to see Jeudy go pick 8 to the Arizona Cardinals, having him with the likes of David Johnson and Kenyon Drake and Pharaoh Cooper and Christian Kirk. And who else better to learn how to be a pro in the game than learning from one Larry, the legend, Fitzgerald? Would love to see Jerry Jeudy over there with the Arizona Cardinals at pick 8. But my mind tells me, Steven, don't be stupid. He's going to go to the Denver Broncos at pick 15, and that's the pick I'm going with because John Elway believes he has finally hit on the quarterback, being Drew Lock, the product out of the University of Missouri. Denver already has talented young pieces in Phillip Lindsay at running back, Noah Fant at tight end, and Cortland Sutton at wide receiver, who's just coming off a 1,000-yard year. So why not give Drew Lock another big-time playmaking weapon in Jerry Jeudy, to where he can have multiple Pro Bowls, multiple 1,000-yard campaigns, and with Drew Lock, hopefully, the Broncos can finally make that push to maybe even get into the playoffs. So with Jeudy, I would have him pick 15 to the Denver Broncos. And then last but not least, Jalen Hurts. Jalen, while most people would have him as a project developmental quarterback somewhere between the 5th and the 7th round, if Jalen shows off in the combine, if he puts in a strong 40, a good bench press, great on-field drills, maybe give me a strong vertical, a 38, 39-inch vert, please have the hops, Jalen. If Jalen Hurts can give me a strong combine, he may possibly sneak in between maybe the 3rd round. I mean, I know folks are saying 5th to 2nd round, but if Jalen can give me a good combine and show people that he is bigger than just a developmental quarterback, between the 3rd or the 4th round, possibly late 2nd, he maybe can sneak in there. But the team that I can see getting Jalen, with Taysom Hill kind of wanting out of New Orleans, the Saints could get Jalen Hurts. The Saints could get Jalen Hurts. The Carolina Panthers could possibly get Jalen Hurts. Could we see the Pittsburgh Steelers getting Jalen Hurts, the type of personality and character that he is? Could Mike Tomlin make that move? I can see Pittsburgh, but remains to be seen of where he could go to. But as always, folks, you want the best in Alabama football news, notes, and information. You want to be the smart fan. You want to be the envy of your friends. You want to be in the know. You can get all the information on Crimson Tide Football by downloading the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. And you can get this app from your iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you have the Android phone. Our podcast options, quite simple. We got you on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, and iHeartRadio. We got you covered. If the good Lord sees fit, your man, I will be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation of Crimson Tide football. But as always, you know what time it is, people. I always leave you with these 3 things. Husbands, love them. Wives, let's go. Wives, love them. Husbands, get to it, baby. And for those children, school night, get that homework done. Want them all A's and B's, no D's and F's. Get your 3 hearty meals a day, 3 hearty laughs a day. Until next time, you've been rocking with the greatest, Stephen M. Smith. This is In My Own Words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.